Hey, it's BessieLB, and I'm here with another episode on Ask Me BessieLB. Let's talk about it. So, I'm continuing the 5 main things that I carried through in 2020 and a little over into 2021. Before we discuss the political aspect, we discuss the health, mental, and physically of 2021, and now we're going on to the third topic. The third thing out of the 5 things that I carried in 2020 to 2021 is awareness. And with that, I was discussing lightly in the beginning awareness of others and self. Awareness of others and self. The stronger relationship that I have with God and what I had became aware of in 2020 and what I carried on into 2021. So the awareness of self. My main reflection was based on what did I want to get out of 2020? And I'm such an optimistic person that, again, like I've said, the glass for me is always half full than it is half empty. That's just how I live my life. That's how I see things. And I try to be optimistic in the approach of what can I do better than where I am right now or what I've done before, and what can I do when I'm kind of down into this weird sorrow or in a weird, unpredicted, unprecedented time, which was a pandemic that none of us ever lived in. So the awareness of self was knowing that I wanted to physically change, which we touched on. Knowing that I wanted to keep myself mentally sane, which we touched on. And just the awareness of where I wanted to be. For 2020, I'm a 90s baby. I was going into my 30s. The initial thing that I thought is I cannot go into another decade of my life and then just a new decade in general, right? Like from 2020 to 2030, that's a whole new decade. And for me, it was a whole new decade of life as far as me turning 30. So I wanted to be aware of what I want to carry into that new year once my birthday had came, and what I wanted to kind of bring into 2021 with the fact that the whole 2020 was spent on a pandemic. Being aware of if I want to start dating, if I want to be married or not married, being aware of if you want children, if you don't want children. Long on, I had made that decision back in my early 20s, mid 20s, that I had changed my mind. I didn't want kids or marriage, and it's still something that stands with me now. I have no desire in kids and marriage. However, I do believe in the face of God and God putting me where he wants me to be. And I feel like when God has something destined for you, that's where you're going to be. We can all plan out our lives and think about where we see ourselves. But the reality is what God sets out for you, that's the path that you end up going down, period. That's how I see things. That's how I was brought up. And like I said, I was just born Baptist Christian, born into a family that's Baptist Christian. And I always practice that God first. You always say in God's will. And that's just how it is for me until this day. And so those are my plans and thoughts. But who's to say what can happen? I know I have a lot of people that are freaking out because they're turning 30. And then you feel like from 30 to 35, you have like these high expectations, especially as women. You have the high expectations of, oh, they say the best time is to have kids, up until you're 35. Try to have them by then, because that's like a danger zone after those 5 years from 35 to 40. Things like that. It's like you just don't want to have to deal with those kind of expectations. And those are not the expectations that I set for myself. However, the awareness of 2020 and 2021 had really brought me into what I said for others. So I said self-awareness and awareness for others. How am I saying anything? How is my feedback affecting someone else in regards of what they're feeling in 2020, in regards of what they're just feeling in general? How are you speaking to people? Sometimes people, especially during this time, is needing a little bit of extra TLC, right? They're needing a little bit more of a gentle approach, more of understanding and compassion. Doesn't mean that you can't be real and be upfront about your thoughts. as a lot of people know me, I'm very upfront about how I feel. I'm very upfront with giving advice because I don't want to sugarcoat anything, because I wouldn't want someone to sugarcoat things when it comes to me. I need you to give it to me real and straight so I can try to gather my thoughts and put things into perspective and be able to move forward, right? Like, that's how I think, and that's how I think when I'm delivering a message to someone else. So that was the awareness of 2020 with others. Just being cautious about what their problems are and understanding that when I state my opinion, that's just my thoughts and my opinion about something, but it doesn't mean that I'm saying that this has to be the way that your life is and how you need to perceive things, right? So that was the awareness tip of 2020. Just really being more aware of what's around me, what I want, and aware of what people's thoughts are and what they want and what they feel, right? So that's important of 2020. Let me know if you guys felt that same way. Let me know what you guys kind of gone through in 2020. Was there like an awakening moment for you in 2020? Was there this like, wow, this newfound thing that you was like, you know what? Like, you know, you went to sleep one way and one day you just woke up and you thought like, damn, I really need to change this. I really need to change my my mind process on things, how I approach people, how I approach things. Like, that kept jogging through my motion and my thought process in 2020. And so I feel like a lot of things changed, especially for me trying to learn how to have a little bit more patience for stuff. I feel like once things kind of shift up and I get around maybe some people that I just don't have enough patience for, I gather those patience and I know how to handle it, right? So tell me and let me know. Let's discuss in the comments. What are you guys' thoughts? What were you more aware of in 2020 and what you brought over in 2021? So that's my thoughts on awareness of self and awareness of others.